Hi, boys and girls. I hope your project's going well. Don't forget if you have any questions to reach out and let me know um, as you go through the process of doing that project this week. Um, Other than that, I hope you guys are all well and still hunkered down and spending time with your families, as well as getting outside a little bit too when it's nice. I know it's kind of overcast today. Um, so when I read restart today, sorry, there's a glare. Um, we left off yesterday where Shoshana and Chase were in with Mr. Solway, and Mr. Solway was kind of teasing them in a way, saying that they are boyfriend and girlfriend, and even though they say that they're not, so he kind of feels that there's a little bit of a crush, but they're not. Say they're not feeling that yet. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes. Um, He's entertaining, but he can be exhausting too. Sometimes Mr. Solway even exhausts himself and falls asleep in our faces. When that happens, Chase puts a blanket over him and we tiptoe out. On this particular day, we decide to grab a snack and screen our video footage. I suggest frozen yogurt at Heaven on Ice. The words are out of my mouth before I remember what happened the last time we were there in that place together. He looks worried, so I add, I promise not to dump anything over your head this time. Heaven on Ice is just a few blocks away. We load up Sundays, pick a corner booth, and start to preview the day's efforts on the flip cam. It's good stuff. Mr. Solway is ranting about how the designated hitter has ruined baseball, so we're both holding back laughter as we watch. We already have enough footage for 5 videos. I can't shake the feeling that we keep going back for more just because we don't want it to end. Chase is having the same thoughts. I'm going to keep visiting Mr. Solway even after we finish. I'll come with you. My response is instant, even though I had no idea I was going to say that. Shosh? I look up, and there's my mother in line at the register carrying a small frozen yogurt cake. Suddenly, an expression of utter horror spreads across her face. Mom, what's wrong? Then I realize that she's just recognized the person that I'm with, our heads together as we watch a tiny flip cam screen. I never told anybody in my family who my partner is for the video contest, so I know how this must seem to her. That I'm cozied up, practically cheek to cheek, with the horrible bully who made Joel's life unbearable and forced him out of town. It's not what it looks like, I blurt. Her expression is carved from stone. The car's outside. I'll drive you home. But Mom, I said get in the car. Chase stands up. Mrs. Weber. She's been quiet up to now, but being addressed directly by Chase is too much for her. How dare you speak to me? She seethes, her entire body shaking. Everyone in my family is off limits to you. If I had it my way, you and your filthy friends would be in Judy Hall. I speak up again. Mom, this is my fault, not his. If you have to blame someone, blame me. Oh, I am blaming you. She hustles me out the door, tossing over her shoulder at Chase. Stay away from my daughter. Can't we talk about this, I plead. Oh, we'll talk about this, she agrees. Trust me. By the time we're through, your ears will be blistered. We're halfway home before either of us realize that she never paid for the frozen yogurt cake. Mom calls Dad, who actually leaves work early to come home and talk to me. It's as if they discovered that I have a secret criminal life, like I'm counterfeiting $100 bills on a printing press behind the old ski suits in the basement. She tries to sound reasonable. We want you to be free to discover who you are. We've never put limits on that. Until now, I finish sarcastically. We never thought we had to, my mother explodes. Look, Shash, you know us. We don't tell you who to be friends with. But him? He is the worst kind of bully. The kid who ruins lives. Your brothers, for one. We're not friends, I defend myself. At least, we didn't start out that way. Chase is in the video club now, doing my contest entry on Mr. Solway was his idea. I didn't want to say yes, but the old guy is so perfect. And it never struck you as suspicious that this boy who made a career out of tormenting Joel should suddenly turn his attention to you? My dad challenges. Of course it did. I hate Chase. I mean, I hate that Chase. But he's so different now. He's not a bully anymore. He doesn't remember anything that happened before his accident. Well, that's convenient, my father says. I felt so too, I admit. I was positive he was faking that amnesia stuff, but there's just no way. Nobody's that good of an actor. And you know what? They aren't going to want to hear it, but it needs to be said. We weren't friends at the beginning, but I think we're kind of turning into friends now. I like the new Chase. My mom recoils honestly, like I just slapped her in the face. Your brother, she begins, her voice shaking, is completely unhappy, attending a school he hates instead of at home, living the life he's entitled to, and the reason is that boy you're so quick to defend. I don't know if he's changed, and I really don't care. The person he was broke up this family. What he did to Joel was unforgivable. That means he can never be forgiven. Dad glares at me. I bet you haven't told Joel who you're buddy with these days. How would you ever explain that to him? That hurts because he's exactly right. Fine, I confess. I never said anything to Joel. Well, maybe I should have. You can't be serious, my mother exclaims. What possible good could come from that? An idea is forming in my head. Kind of a wild idea, but it's making more and more sense the longer it sits there. You said it yourself. Joel's lost at boarding school. I think he's more unhappy than he ever was when he was here being bullied. And whose fault's that? My mom demands. Your new friend, that's who. Can we just talk about Joel for 1 second and leave everybody else out of it? He's so depressed at Melton, and maybe he doesn't have to be. What are you saying? My father asks. Chase bullied Joel to the point where he had to get out of town, I explain. But that Chase doesn't exist anymore. What if we kept Joel at boarding school for nothing? They stare at me. Do you mean bring Joel home? My mother breathes. The reason for him to be somewhere else doesn't exist anymore, I insist. Chase has changed. Aaron and Bear are still jerks, but Chase was always the ringleader. And I'm not saying it'll be perfect, but Joel should be here. Joel wants to be here, and I'm pretty sure he can be here. I brace myself, expecting them to go off on me. I'm crazy. I'm dreaming. I'm gambling with my brother's life. Instead, dead silence. At last, my father finds his voice. What if you're wrong? I have no answer for him. I only know that I want my brother back. I've wanted it since the day he left for Melton. Oh, a text message came through. She sent a text message to Joel. Joel, we've got to talk. What do you think she's texting Joel about? And how has Shoshana changed throughout this story? What do you think how has her character changed and her character traits changed? Like, how does she treat her parents compared to how she treated them before? And do you think that this new, when Joel finds out that they were friends now, do you think Joel's going to actually be mad at his sister? How is he going to handle this? This is like important information. How is he going to handle it? So we'll have to see. But I hope that you're all doing well. I like to see what you guys all put today on your check-ins with us. I saw some really good stuff from zoology to baseball, MLB, doctors, lawyers. There's some dancers, YouTubers. There's some fantastic stuff on there. And I enjoy seeing it. So I hope you're all doing well. And I look forward to being in the classroom with you guys again soon. I miss you so much. Bye.